Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos and college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. And good evening, Razorback Nation. It's Thursday, October 24th, 2024, and welcome to the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Jason Pattison. We are here live at Torchys Tacos and Rogers, and a huge thank you to Jonathan and all of their great staff here with hospitality, and not Jonathan, but Marcus and Leighton and their great staff, all their great hospitality. And also, you can click on the like and subscribe button on the bottom right corner of the screen to subscribe to the Hogville YouTube channel, where you can catch past shows with Otis, Kevin, Dudley, and Marshall. Be sure to stop by either of the 2 Torchys locations here in Rogers or Fayetteville, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. Try their queso with their that is made in-house fresh daily. Pair that with the taco of the month, and y'all, I'm going to tell you what, this taco is bomb. I have had a lot of great folks with some great reviews at the Baja Salmon Taco. I think you guys will enjoy that if a fish taco is your cup of tea. Also, pair that either with queso or any other great menu items up there, and open your taste buds to a whole new world. So if you're heading to Razorback Stadium next weekend, Arkansas versus Ole Miss, it's 11:45. It's going to be an early kick, so Marshall and I, Otis, are going to kick it off at 9:45 next Saturday morning at Torchys in Fayetteville. So be sure to stop by, check us out over there, when we will see you guys there next Saturday morning. So, Otis, how's it going, man?
Going good. Just hanging out.
The Evil Empires made it to the World Series.
They did.
I'm going to tell you, that's going to be a salty matchup with the Dodgers. Mookie Betts has been playing out of his mind in the NLCS, and Giancarlo and Judge have been fire at the plate. I think it's going to be a great series.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're talking about the big 3, and they thought the Dodgers had the advantage. I don't really agree with that in the playoffs. I think in the regular season, no doubt, Freeman and Betts, and of course our man from Japan. I think they were better in the regular season, but in the postseason, Judge and Soto are still doing their thing, and then Giancarlo has really stepped it up, man. But it's going to be a great series. It may come down to not just the top 3, but the big 3, but who steps in. Jazz Chisholm, Wells start hitting. I mean, some of the other Dodgers. So they got to get some help. All those guys. 3 people are not going to win the World Series. You got to have help, and it'll be interesting. Should be fun. It'll be a good one. These are probably my 2 favorite teams in baseball. So I mean, Yankees obviously are my favorite, but the Dodgers are second. And hey, really can't lose in this one. But I'm really pulling for the Yankees.
Yeah, what's really funny too is that the former Cardinal Tommy Edman, it's Tommy Edman, the NLCS MVP, and you just have to sit there and scratch your head and say, what the hell are the Cardinals doing? I mean, Dudley said the same thing to me. You don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, I say that about the Yankees all the time. Of course, they lucked out and got Soto, so I mean, they're winning in spite of Cashman. But I still don't. I mean, I still think Cashman's a joke. But I know they're in the World Series, but it's the first time since 2009, and I got that payroll. There's no reason for them to go 15 years, but they have. And but no, I mean, the Friday night pitcher for the Dodgers. Yankees could have traded for him at the deadline, and then the Dodgers would have had him. But, Cashman set on some prospects, and then they'll end up releasing those prospects later on in a year or 2 for nothing. That's the way they do. They overvalued their prospects, and then
That's it.
A lot of them don't turn out, and then yeah. I think the Cardinals and Yankees both have had some management problems.
All right, so also up there on the top right-hand corner where I just clicked on right there, that is the QR code that goes directly to the Torchys website. You guys can pick up all their great merch. Also, some food, order that, come over, pick it up if you're in the area of Fayetteville. I do have a QR code for them that I'll pop up there later on in the show as well. So I want to throw this up here, Otis. Let's kind of just rehash this LSU debacle. It was a one-dimensional Arkansas team that rushed for 38 yards, and this right here is. I'm going to.
Get beat deep, but you cannot give up cushions like that. I know that what they would say is, well, they broke, bent but don't broke, didn't break, bent but didn't break because they held on the field goals. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but they also you gave up the ball for like 39 minutes of the 60 minutes, so you can't win. You got to get off the field on third down, man.
Yep. Also, if you guys are not able to hear us, hold tight because this place is pretty packed tonight here at Torchys. They've got a concert just right down the road too, so there's a lot of folks that are using the Wi-Fi. Just grin and bear with us just for just a little bit, but I promise you it'll get a little bit better. So I want to bring this up. Michael Kepsky, I don't know how this is possible other than if Arkansas loses out, but he says, Otis, let's be real here. If Mississippi State beats Arkansas, are Pittman's days numbered?
I don't. If they lose to Mississippi State, it's going to be hard for Pittman to survive the season. Or to keep his job. I don't think they would fire him like Sunday or Monday. I think he would finish out the season. But yeah, I mean, hey, they could. I mean, he could. But I think if they lose to Mississippi State, man, it's going to be hard for Pittman to keep his job. It's just going to be hard. And yeah, I think so. And unfortunately, that's the case. I don't know, man. I just there's a no-win situation there because if people celebrate and he gets fired, I think you're going to get some coach and he's going to come in here and all these players are going to stay. They're going to hit the road. I'm just telling you, Braylon Russ, those kids are going to hit the road. They're not going to be here, and a lot of those kids came because of Pittman, and Kevin Otis and Coach Yarborough, and those guys are probably not going to stick around. So I mean, it's a bad situation either way, and I get it. I mean, this is not a 4-win football team, and if they lose games like that and end up 4, 5, 6 wins, especially 4 or 5 and don't make a bowl, that's inexcusable because they've got the talent to go to. They've got the talent over there to win more than 4 or 5 games. They really do, and they hurt themselves. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've talked to somebody earlier this week about that exact subject, and I said, if Pittman loses Saturday, I really don't think he'll be coaching at Arkansas next year. Do I think they'll fire him like that Monday or something? No, I don't. I don't think. I mean, they could.
And let's be real for just a second too. You're not going to sit there and that's not what Hunter Yurachek does either.
Yeah.
He doesn't just come out and say you're fired. I mean, even with the problems that him and Musselman had, Musselman never was fired. Musselman went and found another job somewhere else, or it was a retirement thing. I think that if that does happen, I think that might be Sam's route as well.
Well, I do know Sam wants to leave on his own choosing, and doesn't want to be fired. So I think they might. That's why I'm saying I don't think you would see I know a lot of people think if they lose Mississippi State, Yurachek's going to go in there and fire him, and I don't believe that. I think that they might work out an agreement where he would finish out the season and then just retire. And I don't know that you'd ever really know that, but I think that could be the case. I don't. If people are thinking they're going to lose and then he's going to get fired immediately after, or maybe not immediately after the game, but that Sunday or Monday, I don't think so. I could be wrong. But you got to win games, man. I mean, Pittman's. I really thought Bobby. I didn't think they'd have this many turnovers, and the offense would struggle like it has at times this season under Bobby. I really guess overestimated him. There's been a lot of things, and I know, like I said, Travis has done a great job this year, but I don't like the cushion in the secondary they were given Saturday night. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. I don't like it when they do that, and I don't care. I'm not as worried about getting beat deep as they are. I just don't like. Man, I mean, if a team's patient, you're playing that far off, they can march the field on you, and that's what LSU did. And not only that, they keep the ball the whole game, and it just limits you. And then when you have the Binion fumble on the first down, and Talon throws an interception on first down, I mean, you're killing yourself. And that's what Arkansas has done in 3 losses. They have absolutely beaten themselves, and they could be. They should be, no doubt they should be 5-2 and probably better than that. But I mean, they should have beaten Oklahoma State. Even with the turnovers, they should have beaten Oklahoma State. But you take away one mistake in that game, make one of those field goals, anything. Taylor hits Rodney Hill, I think it was, wide open. Just one play, and they would have won that Oklahoma, because Oklahoma State's not any good, and not that good, and they should have beaten them. And I said that at the time, people thought it was crazy because they were number 16 in the country. I think they moved up to 12 or 13 after they beat Arkansas. So I knew it wasn't going to last because I just wasn't impressed with Oklahoma State. Well, I said that going into the game.
Yeah. Well, and also that's what I also put in my sidebar was there's no defense for the defense because they were getting beat multiple times in the flat, time in and time out. All Garrett Nussmeier had to do was step up 1 or 2 steps in the pocket, find his guy in the flat, which was more, it was a third option at that point because, you had your hot route, you had your intermediate route, and then you had your flat route. And that's where he kept hitting. It was really reminiscent of Johnny Manziel at Arkansas back in 2013, where he just kept running the same damn play over and over again and was successful.
Yeah, and that's why I was patient. And Tennessee wasn't. But, age
of the quarterback.
Yeah, when you're patient against that defense, you can cause them some issues because you can move the ball and keep it and move up. But Arkansas has got to come out Saturday and not give up those kind of cushions and play a little bit more aggressive. I think they've got to be more aggressive. I don't like, and they've got to protect the football. I mean, they go down. People don't think they can lose Mississippi State. Look, man, 3 turnovers and they're going to lose Saturday. I mean, 3 turnovers and they will lose Saturday.
The SEC, that's detrimental.
They're not good enough to do that,
No.
Jason. Some teams, I know somebody brought up Georgia the day I did a couple of shows today, and somebody brought up Georgia. And I said, look, man, that's Georgia. Georgia may do that. Arkansas's not Georgia. They don't have that kind of talent. I mean, it's not even close. So let's don't go there. I mean, I get Georgia may be able to turn it over 3 or 4 times and still win the game, but Arkansas is nowhere near that kind of. They do have good talent at Arkansas. They're a lot better than they had last year, and they're a good team. They've got better coaches, but they're not good enough to beat themselves and then beat the other team too, and especially in SEC.
No, and they can overcome some bad penalties. I mean, that's the talent level as a whole with the roster right now that they have is they can overcome some bad penalties. They just can't overcome multiple turnovers at this point.
Well, overcoming penalties. I tell you what, that when those refs overturned that, everybody talking about that Georgia-Texas game where that call was overturned and they threw stuff on the field. But let me tell you, that targeting call on Tyrone Broden the other day was a lot worse than that call at Texas. I mean, that was terrible. I mean, those guys should be ashamed of themselves for overturning that call. That was ridiculous. That was a complete definition of targeting. When a guy leaves his feet, elevates, and comes in there and hits him like that, man, that is targeting. Like I said, I think I put on X. If that's not targeting, they owe Jalen Caroline a hell of a lot of explanation.
Yeah, they
call targeting on him many times. And Chris Paul last year, not near as flagrant as that was. That was targeting. And look, I'm not saying the refs beat the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm not saying that. They didn't. I mean, not running the ball, 3 turnovers, not running the ball, not stopping the run, giving up those passes, 39 minutes of offense, 38 something. That's what beat Arkansas. So I'm not saying the refs beat Arkansas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that you can't overturn that. And in Texas, to be honest with you, I felt like they should have penalized Texas on that play for the fans throwing that stuff on the field. I think when they overturned it, they got the call right. But I don't think they should have rewarded Texas for them throwing stuff on. I think I know they got fined, but that's no money for Texas. $250. Look, but I still think they should have at least thrown a penalty for for stuff on the field. They can penalize the team for that, and at least make an offsetting penalty and replay the down, not give Texas that benefit there. They shouldn't benefit from that because now people see them throwing stuff on the field and then getting called changed to them. That's a bad deal for the SEC to set that. That's not a good. And a lot of people think Texas gets favoritism anyway. We saw that in the SEC, Southwest Conference for years, so they do get favoritism. But man, I didn't like that. I thought they may have gotten the call right when they overturned it, but Texas shouldn't have been rewarded there. Not when their fans are throwing stuff on. And I know they got fined, but what's money to them? That doesn't affect the game any.
Well, and also the SEC was also going to look at maybe restricting your liquor license if it happens again.
Yeah, and there's no doubt. But look, I mean, I think it's more to it than alcohol. I just think that people. It's just kind of the deal. I mean, people now they throw stuff and it just. I don't know, but it just kind of you throw a hissy fit, you throw a little fit, and you get your way. That doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't look good. No. That's like a kid. You take your young child to the store, and he throws a fit and gets down to the store. He or she gets in the floor and throws a fit because he wants a candy bar, and you won't give it to him. And then to stop and you go buy the candy bar and give it to them. Well, you've just what are you're rewarding them for throwing a fit. That's what I feel like they did to Texas the other day. So I didn't like that. But I mean, I wasn't watching the game. I saw all this on replay, so I may have even be wrong on they got the call right when they were. I don't know. I wasn't watching it live. Obviously, I was doing the Arkansas game. But I'm just saying, I just didn't like the way that played out with Texas getting something. Benefit like that after throwing stuff on the field and doing the things they did. Yeah.
Well, also, did you see what Vanderbilt did over where the away section is going? Like, if you have fans traveling, they put up nets on that side of the field where the bleachers are, so that if they do try to throw stuff on the field, that net's going to catch it so it doesn't make it to the field. They said they're going to keep that up for the Tennessee game as well at the end of the season.
I'm Tennessee. I'm leery going to Vanderbilt, man. I tell you,
Dude,
that's going to be Texas. Got to be a little leery going there this weekend.
I don't think Alabama wants to go to that state for the next 10 years after the crap that's happened to them the last 3
goes
weeks.
to Vanderbilt, man. I don't know about that. So I don't know. I mean, that could be an interesting game at the end of the year. I think Texas will beat them, but I'm proud Texas got beaten since that. I've been trying to tell people they're not unbeatable. I couldn't believe people went crazy when they beat OU 38-3. Folks, this is not a typical OU football team. It's just not. This is not a good team. That's not a good team. So, I mean, to try to compare
not when Venables was firing his OC in the middle of the season.
OU to, it reminded me of Arkansas last year.
It was.
And their offense about like Arkansas was last year. They're pathetic on offense, and I just.
It was that very Mississippi State game that got Dan Enos fired. So I think it's a little bit of redemption for the Razorbacks that were on the roster this year, that were on it last year, to go back down there. Listen, Mississippi State is susceptible to letting teams come in early off the road. Look what happened with Florida, and they beat the hell out of them. Yeah. Florida, we thought was no good. We thought Billy Napier was out the door. That team was trash. They went down there, they whipped their ass, and now they're in the driver's seat looking in a bowl.
I'm telling you, Mississippi State's defense is not any good.
No,
their offense can put some points on the board. And you've got it.
They set up with Georgia 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they did. Georgia did A&M. I mean, you got to beat 10. They put up, a lot of points on those two teams. Good defense. They put up points on everybody, except Toledo. But Arkansas's got to play well to beat them. I'm just telling you, they're scary because they can put points on. It won't be 7-3. I can guarantee that. They're not going to hold Arkansas to 3 points, and I don't see Arkansas holding them to 7.
No, and Arkansas is going to be facing a quarterback that Mississippi State had come in the middle of September after Blake Shapen had injured his shoulder and ended up having.
He's still out too. He was on the injury report.
Yeah,
or I guess availability report's what the SEC calls it. It's actually the injury report. But he's out, so he's out of the game. I'm sure everybody knows that, but I'm just saying. You mentioned him; he is out of the game.
Yep, he is out. He had season-ending shoulder surgery in September, and so now they've got a junior that stepped in, and in the article or the column that I wrote for SEC predictions this week, I put up some of his numbers that he's had over the last 2 weeks. And he's had some great numbers.
I think he's the kid that Kirby Smart shoved on the sidelines. Pretty sure that's the same kid. I'm pretty sure it is. I may be wrong on that. If somebody knows for sure, let me know. But I really think that's the player that Kirby Smart shoved on the sidelines when he was throwing his little bit.
Well, and Van Buren's had 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions over the last 2 games against Georgia and A&M.
Yeah,
so that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, A&M, Arkansas saw what kind of defense they've got. They've got a tough defense. And to put up that kind, that's what I'm saying. You put up points like that on that A&M defense, you can dang sure put up some on Arkansas.
Yeah.
People expect that to be a blowout. It's not. I don't think it will be. I just don't think Arkansas is capable of blowing them out. But I think Arkansas wins. But I mean, well, I think Arkansas will win. I mean, Mississippi State's going to put up some points on them, and they're going to play tough.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're going to go take a quick break here. And on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about some injuries. We're also going to talk about a little bit of recruiting news and Arkansas getting a tight end over the last few days. And so we'll rehash that here in just a moment. This is the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk here live at Torchys and Rogers.
Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos and college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.
And everybody, welcome back. We are here live at Torchys Tacos here in Rogers. Want to thank all the great staff, Marcus, Layton, and everybody for their great hospitality that they show us each week as we come here. They hook us up with nachos and chips, queso, drinks, tacos, great tacos. I'm actually gonna venture out tonight, Otis. I'm gonna try the trailer park, the fried chicken taco. I'm gonna try that.
I ate one of those a while ago. That's the best thing I've eaten here. I mean, that was good. I could have eaten 2 or 3 of those.
I like the Wrangler, their breakfast taco. That's pretty stinking
I haven't
good.
had that. But that trailer park, I tell you what, a buddy of mine, the police card shop told me to try that, and I did tonight. And man, like I said, I could have eaten 2 or 3 of those. That's the best. That's my favorite thing here that I've eaten so far. I haven't eaten everything on the menu, but that's my favorite thing here. That was really good with that fried chicken and stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that with a little bit of the queso drizzled on the top.
Yeah, I didn't get the queso. He asked me if I wanted the queso on there. I said no, so I didn't get the queso. But yeah, I know you like the queso. I eat more salsa than queso. So, but it was good, man. I mean, you won't be disappointed in that trailer park. I'm telling you, that's a good taco. Dang good taco.
Yeah,
like I say, a damn good taco. Whatever they say, man.
Also, if you do the queso, you have to. If you do not like the spice, you got to get it without the Diablo sauce. You get it without Diablo sauce, I'm going to tell you what. There's not too many things that'll make this fat man happy, but you know what? Some good queso does.
Yeah, I had chips and salsa and a taco, the trailer park taco, and a Coke before I came on here. I got here early tonight, so like I said, it's my 3rd show today, so I feel like I'm talking to myself at times.
We're gonna make this nice and short for you tonight too, a little bit.
400 miles today and did 3 shows, so yeah.
Good Lord, you need to get travel pay for that. Or hazard pay 1 to 2. No, but I do want to thank everybody for jumping on with us tonight. Make sure to throw up any comments, questions, concerns, good, bad, or ugly. Throw those on with us tonight. We'll get those out there and put those on here. As you can see, Michael Kepsky, he's been pretty active tonight. Yeah. I haven't seen Leslie Byram. I haven't seen Leslie tonight.
Michael's got a good point there.
Yeah.
I actually talked to somebody else about that with Pittman earlier in the week. I think it's Sunday. Yeah. Sunday night. I talked to somebody about that and what they thought, and we agreed that if he loses that job, I'm sorry, if he loses that game to Mississippi State, I don't think he'll be the coach at Arkansas next year. I really don't. But again, like I said, and all this could be wrong, but I don't think he would be like fired. I know some people think, well, they'll have a new Bobby Petrino will be coaching for Ole Miss. I don't believe that. Or Travis Williams, whatever. I don't believe that.
Or Bobby Petrino to Oklahoma. I've heard that one too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Idle mind is the devil's playground, Otis. Idle minds are the devil's playground. You got to watch out for that sometimes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think. I think Pittman would finish out the season either way, though, and I think honestly, I think he and Juracek would work out a deal where he pretty much resigned and went off to Hot Springs and
live the good life.
Yeah, so
he's earned it.
Yeah, I just don't. People are thinking he's going to not be the coach when they line up and play Mississippi. Ole Miss, I don't believe that.
No, he'll be here. He'll be here for the rest of the season. No. So let's get into this really quick. We'll go to injuries first. We'll talk about that, and then we'll move on to some other news as far as recruiting goes. I want to bring this up for just a second because this was something that I found a little revealing. Whenever Sam was mentioning Jalen Braxton, he's asked a question about Jalen specifically on Monday. You could kind of tell he was hesitant on what he exactly wanted to say, and he said what he needed to say. I don't know what the severity of it was. I don't know what the nature of the injury was as far as if it's something that's lingering, if it was something that required surgery. But what has been on with Jalen Braxton?
Man, that's a good question. I've had people ask me, and I mean, we're limited to what Sam tells us, and it doesn't always mean that he's telling us the facts on it. Coaches are like politicians. When their lips are moving, you may or may not be getting the truth. So, I mean, he's somebody, he's supposedly at first he had a bone bruise. He was back a couple of weeks, and now I think Pittman says it's more serious than that. But I mean, of course, I know the kid hasn't had surgery. He talked about Braylon that he would probably be back after the bye week. But then again, we've heard that before. We've heard that for two. Braxton would be back before after the bye week, and I mean I don't know, and I don't know exactly what. I mean I know what Pittman said. I was there. I mean I've heard what he said, and I've written it.
Yeah,
and I had a story about that this week. But I mean, like I said, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. I'm just telling you, I don't know. Those coaches, they tell you what they want you to know, and look, I'm not trashing Sam. Sam's no different than anybody else. All coaches will tell you what they want you to know. People are, I can't believe y'all didn't ask it. Well, you can ask it. You're not going to get the answer. Some of these fans won't. Like they lose, they don't understand why you didn't ask this or that. You're not going to get the answer. The coach is not going to sit there and say, I suck. He's not. So, I mean, you're not going to get that answer.
However, the coach wants to not stay there for next week.
You ask the coach, you get what he says. You can take it and believe it. I know some people take everything these guys say as gospel, and I don't. I just don't. I've been around, done this too long. I know. And, I Bielema one time kept telling us about this kid had a injured leg or something. I ran into the kid at North Street Mini Mart, and I asked him, man, how'd your deal get? He said, what? There wasn't nothing wrong with my leg. He said, it was my shoulder, I mean, we got all this time. Bielema had told us, the kid's leg he'd had surgery on his leg, and the kid was his shoulder. He never his leg, and we had hell had been reported. I reported other people because that's what we were told.
Brett may not know what the hell he was talking about either. Honestly,
I don't know if he lied to us on purpose or he was just mistaken. But I mean, I ran into the kid. Like I said, I ran into that player at the North Street Mini Mart. I was in there getting something, and he was in there, and we talked for a while.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been, was it Tevin Mitchell? I don't know if it's Tevin Mitchell or somebody else, but I think it was Tevin, but I could be wrong with that. So don't hold me to that, because I mean we're talking a long time ago. But I believe it was Tevin Mitchell. But he was in there, and I was in there, and I asked him how that that leg had healed, and he never anything wrong, or maybe it was his shoulder that Bielema had said, and it was his leg, whatever. It wasn't what we had written and what had been said all along. Nothing wrong with that part of it.
Didn't something like that also happen with Jared Cornelius as well when he was
probably
here?
I mean, it's happened a lot. Those, like I said, I don't know sometimes if they get mixed up, or if they just flat out lie. Bielema might have just been a flat out lie.
Yeah. So tomorrow morning we'll post on Twitter the score prediction for a $25 gift certificate to Torchys Tacos. I don't know if people just didn't want to put a score prediction out there because they were worried about what was going to happen. If there was some karma out there, I didn't get any results from that.
Oh, really?
And I know it was.
Win $25?
Nobody wanted to win $25 last week. I want you guys to win this $25 gift certificate here to Torchys Tacos. So make sure to throw the score prediction out tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna sweeten the deal a little bit. I'm gonna put it on Facebook as well, so that way we can get a little bit more traction with this and cross-promote it a little bit, because, I mean, if I put it on one platform, I'm afraid that it might limit the eyes. So let's put it on there. Let's get some traction on there and see if somebody can throw a great score out there.
Better for stuff like that. I know a lot of stuff, X is a lot better than Facebook for a lot of things, but on something like that, I would think Facebook might be better for something like that than even Twitter or X was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So, let's talk about the Arkansas signee. Got a tight end this week.
Committed,
Yeah.
Gavin Garrison, he's from Pleasant Valley, Chico, California, Pleasant Valley High School. Plays both ways, 6'7", 240, tight end, edge. There's another tight end wanted to commit to Arkansas, a tight end from out of state. And high school kid, they had told him they weren't going to take a high school tight end. They were going to take one from the portal. Yeah. This first tight end they got to class. And it turns out, a few weeks later, they found this kid, and they offered him a scholarship, and they ended up getting him, flipped him from San Diego State. So I don't think they lied to the other kid. I think they were thinking the other kid wasn't, he was tall but not heavy. Yeah. And I think, you got to be big to block this. And I never felt like the other kid would fit this offense. But this one will. He's not as athletic now as the other tight end was that I'm talking about. Yeah. That kid went to Missouri, but I think that was a good move to that kid, but Galvin fits what Arkansas wants in a tight end. And I'm telling you, he plays edge. He's a good player. He plays both ways. He's got really good. He's caught 9 passes for like 172 yards and a couple of touchdowns or something like that. I don't have the stats in front of me, but on defense, he's got 20 or 30 tackles, about 11.5 for loss or something. He's got some good stats. I had him in my story. You can read the story. It would be more accurate than my memory here, but he's a good player. I mean, I think 2 or 3 star, whatever he is, but he's a good player. But especially for Arkansas's needs, you got to recruit your. I don't like signing a tight end that's 210 pounds or something in this offense. Hey guys, I don't like that because he's not going to be able to block, you know, and they want somebody who can block. So, and like Gavin can do that. Paskey. They can catch passes too. Yep. He's athletic. He plays edge. He's a good athletic guy. So, I mean, I think Arkansas got the right tight end there. We'll see how it works out. But, yeah, I think they work, and they may still take one out of the portal. A lot of this stuff's going to depend. People, it's too early to worry about the portal. You don't know who all's leaving at the end of the year, and if Pittman leaves, there's going to be a mass exodus of players. If he stays, there'll be some leave. There always are. There's going to be players leave, but no matter who the coach is. But we'll see what happens. But if Pittman gets fired or something or leaves, there's going to be some players leave. I can tell you that. There's going to be players you don't want to leave, but they're going to.
So Michael Kepsky, he made this post a little bit ago. He says, if NIL is good at Arkansas, why can't Hogs flip one guy who's committed elsewhere? It's eerily quiet out there. I think it's really quiet because there's a lot of players that are taking visits to other schools during the season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they flipped the kid from San Diego State. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're not like they've got 30 or 40 scholarships. They've got 22 commitments, I believe it is. I mean, they've got 22 commitments. I mean, they're not. I mean, they've got a few kids they want, but they're not out here just trying to flip every kid in the world. They're trying to flip a few, and they may still do it. There might be a receiver in Florida that's friends with the receiver that's committed here.
Yeah,
teammate. I don't think Carius Kern's going to be a commitment now. I don't think he's going to flip. Man, they're still trying him, but I don't think they'll get him. But there's some kids. I mean, there's a offensive lineman at Bernie, Texas, where the fullback walked on from.
Yeah,
big kid Logan Shrim. I think they might have a chance to flip him from TCU. I said the wide receiver from Florida. There's another one or two. There's somebody else, and I was thinking of an out-of-state kid. I don't think they're going to flip I thought for a while they might flip Kern, but I don't think that's happening. But I don't think, if he didn't go to OU, I think he'd go to Oregon, not Arkansas. I just don't think he's coming here. There's one more player. Who was I thinking of? I can't remember who the other one is. There's something, like I said, I've been thinking about this stuff, but yeah, there's some the tackle at Bernie and the wide receiver in Florida, but there's another player or two that I've had on my mind that they might be able to.
What about the offensive lineman Bear McWhorter? Is he still kind of floating out there?
Well, but he's not. He's uncommitted. So I mean,
he's uncommitted.
Well, he's 2026. So I'm talking 2025.
Okay, gotcha.
I thought that's what they were talking about. 2025. I'm talking about this current class. 2026. Yeah, they've got scholars. They're wanting to sign a player, but Bear's still considered Arkansas.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're plenty of scholarships for 2026. Now, when I said they've got 22, I meant 2025 class. And you got to remember, they've got 22 or so kids. I think they signed like 19 last year, 17. So, I mean, you got to remember, they're going to get a bunch of kids out of the portal. So they're not trying to go ahead and flip a bunch of kids. I mean, they are working on. There's another one or two. Maybe it'll come to me here. I know the offensive lineman out of Texas, the receiver out of Florida, but there's another one or two that I'm trying to think of, and maybe I can think of it here in a minute.
There's one more that I do want to ask you about too, and I think it's more of a layered question. What about Cash and Kane Archer? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say that they are a package deal. Kind of maybe there is a package deal. I just don't know if this is going to be like another Mitch Mustaine situation where you have such a great quarterback in the state of Arkansas ends up leaving.
Well, I'm not sure Arkansas wants either one of them, and that's a shame because they're making a huge mistake there.
Yeah.
But they put more emphasis on Gilmore than they did at Kane, and look, if they take Cash, which they should, they'd get Kane, and I feel really confident they would get Kane, but I don't know if they're even. I don't know how much they want Kane. I mean, they haven't shown any indication they want Cash. I'm just telling you, man, they're going to regret that. That's going to come back and bite them in the butt when those kids go to another SEC school or something and come back and beat Arkansas 2 or 3 times, they're going to live to regret that one.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, those Greenwood kids, you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt, man. Look at Grant Morgan. And I'm
Tyler
telling
Wilson.
you, Cash Archer is better than Grant was at the same stage of their career. Now, will he come up here and work like Grant did and develop and stuff? I don't know.
Don't know yet.
Because Grant worked his butt off up
Yeah.
here. He made himself the player he became. But he wasn't, Drew Morgan. I mean, I'm just telling you, they don't take Archer brothers are making a huge mistake. I mean, a huge mistake. And it will bite them in the butt. And it should.
And it might be a situation where you have like a Walker White situation where you had a staff that was not on him. All of a sudden, now they're on him. And I don't think that if this staff is still in place, I don't think that they can really risk having another Walker White situation where you have the top quarterback in the state go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think Kane's a lot better than Walker was, so I really do. I don't even think it's close. I watched them play twice last year against each other.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, Walker's good, big. I think if Kane was as big as Walker, I think everybody'd be all over it. But there's people worried about his height. But I'm just telling you, man, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes are not the tallest quarterbacks in the world. Sometimes you just got to get kids that are football players and winners, But I just haven't seen any indication they really want the Archer brothers. And as I said, that's not me cheering or anything. I'm telling you, it's a huge mistake. It will bite them in the butt, and it should.
It should. All right, so we are going to get to our – oh, hold on. Before we go, I've got Leslie Byram finally siding. We mentioned Leslie in there. Oh, I got to mention my every show Limbo Parks reference Tulsa, and also a belated happy birthday to former quarterback Greg Thomas as well. He had a birthday this week as well. Leslie, I don't think they'll fire him after the Mississippi State game, but if they lose the game after that, I believe he will be let go.
Maybe. I just don't think, knowing what Yurchek feels about Sam, I just don't think he'll do that. I just don't. I mean, I think he will let Sam coach out the end of the season.
Yeah.
I just don't think I know people are thinking Bobby's going to be the coach or Travis, but I just don't think Sam. I don't think Yurchek's going to do. And I know that he's talking about. I know he's saying that part because of the bye week. Yeah. Look, Michael, you might be. I mean, Leslie might be right. Leslie might be right. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing you my 2 cents, just like he is. Like so it's not like I've talked to Hunter Yurchek and he told me this, but I do know he is stressed about the situation Yurchek has. I just don't. I think Sam will coach to the end of the season. Now, if they lose to Mississippi State, and Ole Miss after that, he may know that he's not going to be brought back, but I still think they'd let him coach out the season. I just do. Maybe wrong. I mean, hell, you never know in this world. I mean, this day and age, it might be going. They could fire him after the Mississippi State game. I just don't think they will, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's Otis. Let's take a look around the SEC today. We got some games coming up on Saturday. First and foremost, you got Oklahoma. They've had between 4 and 5 wide receivers out most of all of this season. You got Seth Luttrell that was let go on Sunday, offensive coordinator for Oklahoma. They were pretty wounded duck, 1-3 in the SEC. Now they're going to Ole Miss, which Ole Miss is 1-2, but I still think that they have a backdoor chance of getting in to the CFP if they're able to run the table, and that's going to be an if. But Oklahoma's really starting to find out what the lumps of the SEC are, and it's
Oklahoma's finding out, and they're going to find out some more Saturday. I mean, Ole Miss is going to beat them. That's the thing. That's the difference. Like Texas and OU. Last year Texas went to Alabama and won, and this year, and they had a good season after that. This year they found out what it's like, though. When you beat a team in the SEC like OU, like they beat OU, the next week they have to play, they have to play Georgia. It's different when you're in SEC where you play a team. You're in the Big 12 and you play an SEC team one game and you beat them. Then you got the rest of the season against your Big 12 teams. No, it's different in the SEC, and Texas and OU are both finding that out. But OU doesn't have. Texas got a pretty good team. They got pretty good talent.
Yeah.
OU doesn't.
No.
They have no offense.
So Mississippi Ole Miss is a 20-point favorite in that, 11 a.m. on ESPN. Also, I want to note this too. Oklahoma, over the last 60, 70 years, one of the mainstays that about that Oklahoma offense is that they have a great dynamic running game. Did you know that their leading rusher is just right at 300 yards for the season?
OU reminds me really a lot of Arkansas last year. They really do, and they fire their coach, offensive coordinator like Arkansas did. They really, watching that Texas game, they reminded me a lot of Arkansas last year. They can't run the football. They really don't have much of an. They don't have a good quarterback as KJ is. I mean, their quarterback's not as good as KJ was last year, but but Enos is calling. I think OU's got some issues, man. I mean, they're gonna get exposed. They're gonna get pounded again this weekend.
Mark my words, if Brett Venables does not do something with that defense and they start to turn it around, he will be gone next year.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great defensive coordinator. You know what? Sometimes great coordinators don't make great head coaches. Sometimes, average coordinator makes a great head coach.
Exactly.
You never know. Just because you're a great defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator doesn't necessarily make you a great head coach.
No,
Venables not a great head coach.
All right, so next we have got Missouri taking on Alabama. They are going to Bryant-Denny Stadium, 2:30 on ABC. I think that the Eli Drinkwitz Fest is going to get trounced this week. You don't want to face Alabama after a loss, especially a big rivalry game against Tennessee. That right there I would think that the Bama defense would be licking their chops, ready to get after somebody, and it's going to be that Tiger offense.
I hope they beat Missouri. I mean, Alabama is really not as good as I thought they would be. I mean, I watched them barely beat South Carolina, and they did beat Georgia, but Alabama's another team that's got 2 losses. They're like you said about Ole Miss a while ago. I still think they can back into the playoffs if they can win out. They've got to win out, but and I don't know if they will, but I think they'll beat Missouri. I hope they do anyway.
Well,
and
honestly, Missouri survived the Sleaze Fest last week, so
they should have lost that game. Freeze runs more ways to lose a game than anybody I've ever seen. I can't believe people thought he really. And every time an SEC school a job opened, everybody they're going to hire Hugh Freeze. They ought to go get Hugh Freeze. Can't believe people thought that guy was a good coach. He's a jerk.
I'm going to stand on my soapbox for just a second. Now, why in the hell does Sam Pittman get pounded week after week for ways to lose close games, but then you have a guy like Hugh Freeze that's supposedly an offensive juggernaut mind savant losing games like this, and he's not getting the same treatment that Sam's been getting? I'm just pissed off about it.
There's people think Hugh Freeze. I kept hearing every year they need to hire Hugh Freeze, and I'm thinking, yeah, right. I just don't see what people see in him. He's not a good coach. He throws his players and coaches and fans, anybody out of the bus, as long as it's not him. If he can deflect the blame, he's going to.
That must be a pretty long damn bus.
Yeah, I don't see the fascination with Hugh Freeze as some people did, even before the season. I just didn't see it.
Nah. All right, so Alabama is a 17-point favorite. I think that they're gonna give
me.
I think it is too, but I think they're gonna roundhouse Missouri in the end.
Do it.
Well, all right. So we got the trap game. I'm gonna call this the trap game of the week. Yeah, Vanderbilt. They are ranked for the second time since 2008. Last time was 2013 or 16. Sorry, 16. And now you've got Vanderbilt. Now they're ranked. They have got Texas coming in. Nobody wants to play Clark Lee at Nashville. And now you've got Texas after that wretched loss. You had all sorts of stuff with Quinn Ewers at the first of the week where there were reports coming out from On3 and also from 24/7 that he was forgoing the rest of this season to prepare for the NFL draft. He came out 24 hours later and said, that's not the case. He's listed as a participant for the game on Saturday. Texas doesn't need that kind of turmoil going into a game like this from the Texas side. Now from the Vanderbilt side and pretty much everybody else in the SEC, they couldn't give a damn and they think it's kind of great.
Oh yeah. I Texas beat OU 38-3. People was like trash, even taking shots at me because I said I'd rather play Alabama than Texas. Or I'd rather play Texas than Alabama. I'm sorry. And I still would rather play Texas. I never thought Texas was unbeatable. I mean, they beat OU 38-3. Wow. I mean, Tennessee beat OU 30-15. I mean, beating OU 38-3. I don't know what people got so excited about. I mean, I didn't see it. I'm telling you, Texas is finding out what Arkansas and others, everybody else knows.
South
Is
Carolina.
they're playing when you play every week. It's big to beat a team one week, but you come back the next week and you beat somebody, and then you play a Georgia, and now you got Vanderbilt, and and they'll be they've got Texas A&M coming up later in the year and stuff. I don't know who else they've got, but I'm just telling you, Texas finding out what the SEC is all about.
Yeah. And so Texas is an 18.5-point favorite on the road, again, on SEC Network at 3:15. All right, so that's the
game right there.
This is the game right here. LSU at A&M. You've got both unbeatens. LSU 3-0 in conference, A&M 4-0 in conference. A&M has got the best defense, I think, in the league. LSU might have the best offense in the league, other than maybe Ole Miss. And it seems like Brian Kelly's finding some weapons on offense to start really getting that offense to click.
Well, you talk about LSU. Thing about LSU that people forget, they could have been 0-2 in the SEC when they played Arkansas.
Easily.
South Carolina and Ole Miss could have easily beaten them. They were somewhat lucky to win those games. I mean, they found a way to win them, but that's what the SEC is all about. I'm just telling you, man.
Surviving.
LSU's ranked eighth now? Yeah, eighth.
Yeah.
They're ranked eighth, and they're they've lost to Southern Cal, and they're the toast of the town after beating Arkansas. But I'm telling you, they were 2 plays away from being 3-3 when they played Arkansas. I mean, I'm just telling you, they won the close, and that's what you got to do in the SEC. You've got to find a way to win those games like that, like Arkansas did Auburn, like Arkansas did Tennessee, and I'm just telling you that, But I think A&M will beat LSU. I really do.
Yeah,
I think A&M. I personally think A&M is the best team Arkansas can play. We'll see.
So you've got Auburn, and I called this the bottom of the barrel game this week because Auburn 0-4 in conference play. Kentucky 1-4 in conference play this year. Auburn also
beat Ole Miss too. That's how crazy this league is.
Yeah,
that's how crazy they went to Oxford and won. That's how crazy the SEC is.
And held Jackson Dart in check the entire game.
Yeah, makes no sense. And then they lose other games, so I don't know. But I hope Kentucky lights up the scoreboard with Auburn.
It could very well happen.
I hope they do, man. I hope they pound them.
Because
you're on the bus this week.
I was also looking at this. Did you know that Auburn has the longest home SEC losing streak in the conference at 7 games right now, where they have not won a home game? Auburn dating, and I know that they're on the road, but dating back to 2022.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn bad.
Yeah, that's what gets you fired.
Yeah,
that's what gets you fired. That's one thing that got people so mad at Pittman last year because they lost. They got embarrassed at home by Auburn. Got embarrassed at home by Missouri. They lost to Mississippi State 7-3. They lost to BYU here. I mean, that's what really got people. There was other things. I'm not saying that's the only thing. That's one thing. That's what will get you in a lot of trouble when you lose at home like Freeze is this year. That gets those fans pissed off fast, man. And that's what happened to Pittman some last year. I mean, there was other things. I get that. I'm not just saying that was the only thing. But, I mean, that was one thing. When you lose at home and you get embarrassed like Arkansas did with Missouri and Auburn and Mississippi State scoring 3 points, man, those fans were – man, it's something about it. If they're watching it on TV or if they're they're mad. But when it's at home, man, they vent. And that's the way to lose your job. And that's why Sleeves may be losing his job, man.
I love when you say that.
Yeah, I don't like the guy. I don't care. I don't care if him or Drinkowitz or Brett Bielema.
It rings great off of my ears every time you call him that. Anyway, so you got Arkansas traveling to Mississippi State. They are playing Cowbell U this week. Arkansas is a 7-point favorite, 11:45 on the SEC network. Again, this is going to be down. This is going to come down to, can the defensive line dictate the offensive line of Mississippi State? Arkansas couldn't do that last week against LSU. If they can do that against Mississippi State, they have a real good shot of pulling this out and finally getting a win at Wade Davis Stadium. Because let's face it, Arkansas in history, and I was talking to John DeBaptist about this on text message, that Arkansas always has a hell of a time trying to get a win at Wade Davis.
I remember there one day, and when they beat them, but there's some tough games there. It's a tough place to play. I've been there, 2 or 3, 4 times. I don't know. I've been there several times to Mississippi State, and it's a tough place to play. But I think Mississippi State's defense is not good. If Arkansas should be able to take it to them there, but they can't put the ball on the ground or intercept. They just can't. If Arkansas plays a clean game with forced turnovers, they will beat them. If they don't, God help them, because I don't know. Mississippi State can put points on the board. They've done that to A&M. They've done it to Georgia. They've done it to other Florida. They did it to whoever, Texas or whoever else they played. I don't remember who else they played, but they've scored on teams. They just haven't been able to stop anybody. That's why I say Arkansas should be able to really put points. Don't stop themselves. They should be able to put points up against Mississippi State, some big-time points.
I think the key for Arkansas to win on Saturday is running the ball between 25 and 30 times, dictating the line of scrimmage and the time of possession. If they do that, this game's over with.
Yeah, and don't turn the ball over.
Turn the ball over.
I'm just telling you, man, that turned the ball over.
Yeah,
that's going to be number one tomorrow. It's going to be number one next week. It'll be number one after the bye week. That Arkansas turns. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's not a mystery. You lose. You win 4 games. You don't have 3 turnovers. You lose 3 games. You have 3 turnovers in each of them. It's not complicated, folks. Don't make it complicated, more complicated than it is. There's other factors go into it besides just turnovers. But you can play a clean game and still lose to like a Georgia to a Texas or somebody. Mm-hmm. But it sure gives you a lot better chance of winning when you play a clean game.
Yep. All right, so this is the 2-minute warning, Otis. Let's rehash this for just a second. Now, we're going to go off Razorback topic for just a second. Your Lakers played last night, and I thought they did pretty. Was it not before? I thought it was last night.
No, it was Tuesday night.
Was it Tuesday? Oh, that's right.
Opened the season Tuesday.
That's right.
Boston opened the season. 4 teams opened it Tuesday night. Everybody else played last night, I think.
Deadly Celtics, they whooped some ass.
Oh, they look good. I saw them, man. They were hitting threes. They were not. I think they get 29 threes in that game. I don't know if they ever got that 30th or not, but they tied the record at 29. I don't know. They may have gotten the 30th. I don't know. I don't think they did, but Dudley would know. But they look good. I put on Facebook at his post. They look great. They look great. They didn't really look good. They look great. I was surprised the Lakers beat Minnesota. I mean, that's a team that's picked to win. I guess them and Oklahoma City are the favorites to win the West. And
I was on favorite.
Lakers beat them. And wasn't a fluke. I mean, J.J. Redick's a good coach. He's really changed. Yeah. And the thing that I liked when they got a 5-point or 7-point run in Minnesota, JJ's up calling timeout. He's doesn't stand with his hands in his pockets. And watch him do that. He's calling timeout.
He's hamming it.
Oh man, pockets just drove me crazy. Let him run, and he just stand there. And Arkansas didn't turn the ball. I mean, the Lakers didn't turn the ball over like they did. They got offensive rebounds. They got killed on the boards last year. And they're out there rebounding with Minnesota, one of the best rebounding teams. I tell you, Julius Randle, I love Julius. I got a dog named after him.
Yep,
he's got to play better, man, because I know he's new there, but man, he didn't play well the other night. Really, Hachimura took it to him. I mean, he took it to him.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, maybe your Bulldog should go and talk to Julius about some of his post play.
He beat up a mother duck and her babies today. So he beat up a mother duck and her babies walked across the road and he worked them over. I told him that's a hell of an accomplishment, dog. Beat up a duck and her baby ducks.
My Spurs. I mean, they start the season tonight.
Okay.
Look for them this year because they got CP3. Yeah. They got Harrison Barnes on top of Wemby.
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson.
Shoot, man. I like Barnes. I like Paul. Yeah. I mean, if Paul can just stay healthy, he's like a lot of the players in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, Lakers have plenty of those. They had 3 out the other night. Paul, if he can stay healthy and got Wemby, he's going to make Wemby a lot better player. Yeah. He's going to make it he's going to make it a lot easier. I'll put it this way. He will make Wemby's life a lot easier, Paul will.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing he can do. He can set up a good man. I mean, he's good at that. Yeah, he's a good player.
Really quick before we get out of here, Jaquindon Jackson. How much playing time is he going to get this weekend?
I don't think he plays. I don't. I know he wasn't out on that deal. I don't think they'll play him. I think they're going to finally let him rest. I don't think it's going to depend if Jalen Quinton plays or not. It's not going. I think Pittman feels like they can beat Mississippi State or lose to them without him.
Yeah.
And I think they need him against Ole Miss. And I just don't. This could change. I don't think he'll play this weekend. I'm hinging my thoughts on. He's been beat up every week, man. He leaves every game early. He's been beat up every week. Give him this week. Let him take the week off. And play Braylon. You've got Rodney Hill probably going to be back. Rodney was probable.
And you got R-Dub.
And you got Dub. So you got Tyrell if you need him. So I mean, you've got running back. I think you're going to let Jaquindon heal up and then get him pretty much healthy for Ole Miss because you're going to need him in that game. I just think that I don't think he'll play, Jason, to be honest with you. Nobody's told me that. I'm just giving you my gut feeling on it.
He got some good run in that first half at LSU, but you really didn't see him really much in the second half.
Right. Well, yeah. Last time I saw him, he was limping to the locker room. It's been that way every game, man. Just let the kid have the game off. I don't think they'll play. I think Pittman hit that when he said that he called Braylon Russell in the meeting in the office.
Yeah.
Said, I'm gonna let you eat this weekend. I just think that he was hinting then that Quinton probably wasn't going to play. I think Rodney was listed as probable, and I wrote the story last night. Maybe Quinton was doubtful or maybe questionable.
I think it was
questionable or doubtful. Yeah. So I think it was questionable. Yeah. So I don't think he'll play. I really don't. I could be wrong.
There you go, folks. All right. Well, for Otis, myself, Jason, I want to thank you all for jumping on with us this evening here live at Torchys Tacos. And make sure to go over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe to watch all of our great content that we have on there. Also, follow us on Twitter and X. And so for myself and Otis, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Take care and go Hogs.
Thank
you. Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos and go Hogs.